running through a list of my insecurities, and I fell asleep halfway through. And I woke up with a sense of clarity. I can never be the one for you. Hey, 'cause I feel better in my own world. Trying to be perfect tends to wear me out. And I've been wondering when this road ends. Tired of being hopeless, paralyzed with doubt. It's like I've been walking on a tightrope, trying to change my mind, but I'm too far to quit. And you can keep your shiny light, 'cause I'm in love with diamonds, we're flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. When you're young, the world might break you down. Fell off a couple times, but I'm better now. I found my smile, but it took a little darkness and silence in the middle of the night. I learned to take my time with healing up my mind and knowing it's alright. Oh, 'cause I feel better in my own world. Trying to be perfect tends to wear me out. And I've been wondering when this road ends. Tired of being hopeless, paralyzed with doubt. It's like I've been walking on a tightrope, trying to change my mind, but I'm too far to quit. And you can keep your shiny light, 'cause I'm in love with diamonds, we're flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It's like I've been walking on a tightrope, try to change my mind, but I'm too far to quit. And you can keep your shiny light, 'cause I'm in love with diamonds, we're flawless as it is.
Into that world.
In the NBA 2K community and in the game, you work with Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, all of these people that you work with in real life. What is that like to call a game in NBA 2K with those people that you work with in real life?
It is the exact same. The 2K people have created an atmosphere and a culture that is as lifelike for us as broadcasters. So if it's like that for us, I'm sure.
The mighty Mississippi River carving its path through Memphis, Tennessee, where we're coming to you from tonight. Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at the Raptors. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs.
And I think for Toronto, they're not an opponent any team wants to see on their schedule. They've been producing all season long. And guys, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon.
We figured that by this point in the season, they would have separated themselves from the pack. They've done that and more.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Fred VanVleet out there with Lowry, and it's Ibaka in at the 5 spot. And for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Well, Smitty, we're coming down the stretch here. Talk about the mental toughness needed to finish a season strong.
You know, I think you got to have that. Everybody talk about the game physically, guys making shots. And we all know there's some teams and players, they all do that well. But who's the tough team that can get through the tough times? That's when you see the teams that can get over the hump and you start to say, I like that team.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. To the inside. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude Like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball was right there.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
And Lowry gets it to go.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
Inside, here's Morant. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
Lowry, good.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Lowry's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. Morant passes to Valanciunas. Morant with it. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Well, this gives you some confidence when you drop 3 straight to start the game.
Here's Van Vliet. That one misses. And Memphis the other way now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers. A nice shot by Winslow.
Well, you know, defensively, that's what they're trying to do to Winslow. Turn him into a jump shooter, and he made them pay.
Lowry. Rebounded by Jackson.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
And that one is good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Got that bucket in no time at all. 9 points for Kyle Lowry.
Nice read there from Lowry. Saw that his best option was to pull up for the jumper.
Now let's go to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Taylor Jenkins.
Thanks, Kevin. I expect this to be an inside-out kind of game. This team has a lot of shooters who can really get going once they hit a few. We'll see if they can get on a roll from out there. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Always want to get those threes falling consistently. Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
How about 5 of 6 to start? Looks like he brought his A game.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Morant with a wide open look. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Boy, do they look sharp. I mean, everything falling for them.
Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against Utah. Here's Lowry. Nice D from Brooks.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Now here's Van Vliet, following the miss by Ja Morant. Here's Siakam. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
You know, before coaches started running plays for him, this is where Siakam would get his points, on the offensive glass.
And the dunk by Jackson.
Oh, yeah, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Raptors trail by 4. Lowry with the ball. Now guarded by Winslow. Lowry can't get it to go.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Winslow kicks to Morant. Now here's Brooks. Defense is right there. Out to the wing. Wide open. And it's Morant missing.
Rare for him to get a wide open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Pass to Valanciunas. To the middle. Here's Jackson. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And Memphis owing a pick to Boston. Rumor was they hoped it would convey this summer rather than rolling over to the 2020 draft.
Moving up to number 2, not a bad outcome with a potential star in Ja Morant. They've got another key player for their rebuild.
And the Grizzlies with possession here. The Raptors getting the bucket. Winslow kicks to Jackson. Shot on the wing. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Jackson's got his second bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Trying to slice into this deficit every time up the floor. Terrific quarter for him.
Here's Morant after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
When you have the size that Valanciunas has, there aren't many people getting in the way of your dunk.
Here's Anunoby. Again, Toronto.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Yeah, both teams in the zone early. Stops have been almost impossible to come by.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run. High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
Now here's Morant while recovering. Back to Jackson. He kicks to Valanciunas. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Lowry drives in, and the layup's good off the glass. Lowry's got 15 points.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
Morant dishes to Valanciunas. Outside Jackson. From deep, Brooks. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Van Vliet with the bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Morant. Brooks from outside. The shot, no good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist by Siakam. And now just a 1-point Memphis lead. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
All right, Memphis, you got your free throws on the floor. Give him a nice round of applause.
So Memphis ends up going with a new group. A new group in now for the Raptors. Marcus All's checked in for Ibaka. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Powell, he's checked in for OG Anunoby. Davis is subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Gasol trying to free himself up. Powell, that's good. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Memphis. Powell with the steal. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Memphis has gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. We've got a moment now to see the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top shooters in the league. Take a look at Clark. You know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
First one falls for him. When it comes to just the love for the game, Smitty, does every NBA player have to have that, or is it possible to not love the game, embrace the game, and work through it in that way?
You know, I think 90% of the guys have a love for the game. I think there are some guys that just don't love it, but they play it. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't, I guess, spill over to the guys that love it. There's some plays, I played with some players after they left the gym, they didn't think about a game, of watching the game, playing the game, but when they're on the court, they gave 110% effort. There's some guys that just love it, and there's some guys that just like it.
But I know you, and you loved the game.
I still love it, Kevin. Still love it.
I know you do. I know you do. So it's the Grizzlies now, after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Memphis moving it around. Jones for three. That one's not going to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
They were able to convert a lot of those offensive rebounds. That's the key, generating points off those extra possessions.
And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Jones. And the Grizzlies lead by one.
Trying to become a better scorer on all three levels. This time, Anderson attacking the interior. I like what he's doing here. Terrific efficiency scoring the basketball.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Passes it to Melton. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Clark. The three, nailed from three-point land.
And this is what the coaching staff loves when they watch Clark, wanting to improve his shooting off the catch.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Toronto shooting their first foul shot of the night.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
You know, a multi-time All-Star. He's an NBA champion now. It's taking some time, but Lowry has finally silenced his critics.
On the wing, Jones. For the three. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Raptors with the lead. Poked away, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Lowry. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. 6 in assists, and he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at
Yes! Yes!
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
There's a minute 47 left in the first quarter of the game. Jones, the pass to Clark. Anderson outside. The pass to Clark. Now here's Jones. Now here's Anderson. Now recovering. Anderson can't get it to go. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable. And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
To the paint to halt the run. Melton, no good. Raptors leading by 5. Powell kicks to Lowry. A baseline J. Again, Toronto.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And it's Jones with the ball for the Grizzlies. Pass to Melton. Anderson outside. Pass to Clark. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks to Jones. From about 16. Great D that time from Davis.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
He'd like to have that one back. That's easy money.
Pass to Anderson. Here's Melton. And here's Anderson. Down low. Over to the left wing. The pass to Melton. He kicks it to Anderson. Fires the three. And so it's the Toronto Raptors heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this. And let's listen to Pascal Siakam talking about the work ethic of his teammates.
You come in every day. Guys are in the gym every single day. So I used to think that I was always the hardest worker, but, just coming to seeing guys, the amount of work that they put in, trying to get better each and every day.
And Greg, when everyone is working hard, it builds a chemistry.
And a culture. Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And what do you guys think about the Raptors here so far in this one?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter, we've got Hollis Jefferson. Davis is out there with Norman Powell, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Boucher in at the power forward.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
And that's tough to do from the mid-range because help can come from anywhere, but he beats everyone to the punch.
And the basket by Jones.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Gasol goes in. It's rebounded by Memphis. And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Marc doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis.
The emphasis on freedom of movement, less grabbing and holding on the perimeter, Steve, has made some players almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, James Harden, because he likes to be physical, and how can you not guard him without being physical in return? Steph Curry, because he gets the opening shoot shots. Lillard, Kyrie, Devin Booker, Giannis, Kevin Durant for sure. It's hard to guard these guys because they're so good on the offensive end.
The first one falls.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
And so Clark nails both of them. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Pass to Melton. Anderson kicks to Clark. Tipped away. Powell with the steal. And laid in to finish the break. And now an 8-point Raptor lead.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
And that takes skill and the ability to make adjustments as you're going up.
It's blocked. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. Brooks checked in for DeAnthony Melton. And Toronto also making a switch. Van Vliet's checked in. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, the Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer, he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Morant comes in for Tyus Jones. Siakam is checked in for Toronto. Here's Anderson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
And the difficulty defending Anderson from mid-range. He has a number of go-to moves from that distance.
Davis. The shot, no good. And it's Memphis the other way. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Raptors leading by 6. Here's Van Vliet. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got his 3rd assist on the night. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Inside, here's Morant. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
And Davis puts it in.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Now here's Morant. He's guarded by Davis. Teardrop shot, and it's Morant missing. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. Now here's Morant. 10 points for him. To the middle, here's Brooks, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Brooks has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And Davis gets it to go.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
The Grizzlies trail by 10. Brooks outside. The kick out to Anderson. Fires at the elbow. And it's Brooks that time on the assist by Anderson. 9 points for Brooks.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
And Anderson has it in the corner. Fires the 3. Sinks the triple. Anderson's got 7 points in the game.
So much of Anderson's future value is tied to the improvement he makes with the 3-point shot.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Raptors lead by 9.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Memphis has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Morant dishes to Anderson. And it's Brooks in the corner. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
The playmaking ability of Kyle Anderson combines great floor vision with his height and feel.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Now, the Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. He might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts, and some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
There's Winslow. Good D by Siakam.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Anunoby, good.
So good at the rim, a slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
Here's Morant, 10 points for him. Pass to Valanciunas. To the paint, here's Jackson. Oh, that's blocked.
And what you like about Siakam as a rim protector, the strong fundamentals, able to affect shots without fouling.
Raptors leading by 9. Goes up the baseline. Knocks it loose, but they get it back. And the rejection by Jackson. And he's able to get it back.
How is it possible? Wide open, too.
Brooks, the pass to Winslow. Back to Brooks. Kicks to Morant. Shot clock at 6. Here's Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way up. Valanciunas has got 8 points.
Gotta love the big man Valanciunas fighting for that extra chance, and he was rewarded for his effort.
Van Vliet with the bucket.
Here in the second quarter, he's looking much more comfortable with his offense.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Here's Morant. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Davis. That one, no good. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And purely from a physical standpoint, Ja Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight. And few players are more explosive athletically.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. The first free throw is good. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
And the Raptors making a change here. Lowry's checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Count it, good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Morant, and finished off by Morant.
And when Morant is cooking like this, it's fun to watch. He burns you in so many ways.
Toronto leading by 7. Here's Lowry, and again it's Toronto converting.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Now here's Morant. Tight defense on him, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Because he's so shifty and controls the pace, Morant can kill you in that mid-range area.
Lowry, good.
just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut back down to 7 after the points coming from Morant. Baseline try, and Kyle Lowry again. Lowry's got 34.
Playing at his tempo, his pace. He's been dialed in all night.
Here's Morant. And the layup falls.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Baseline jumper. And again, it's Toronto converting.
And we've seen this. There are certain nights when Lowry just decides to take over.
Morant kicks to Brooks to the inside. And finished off by Morant.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And Lowry gets it to go.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. There's Winslow. 5 points in the game. And Morant gets it to go on the assist by Winslow. Winslow's got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Van Vliet. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Oh, he's heating up here now in the second quarter. Watch out.
Memphis has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
The problem is your opponent is making big plays as well. I'll be curious to see the response.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, it's a players' league, but certainly coaching has its place.
Yeah, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see so many coaching changes in the offseason.
My circle real small. I don't need no company. I don't need new friends suddenly. I don't need another since I've been. And I can't tell what's real no more. I can't tell what's real. What are you trying to conceal, bro? Hopped out of my fields and sit on 10 toes. They got it. It's all mental, all in your head every time. Snow on that road, but I still don't slip. Moonwalk like Mike Jack through all that. If the sky falls, I bet I catch you. It's destiny. Don't mind me, I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to. I need a check.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Norman Powell subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Raptors leading by 7. Here's Lowry. Makes it off the glass. Lowry's got 40 points.
Dominating when it matters most. Give him the ball and get out of the way.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. To the middle. And that one is hammered home.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
The Grizzlies shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. That's good from Winslow.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
Winslow against Lowry. Winslow's shot is off.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
And the basket is good. And the Raptors lead by 10.
Solid mechanics. Serge looking like a machine, drilling that jumper.
To the paint, here's Valanciunas. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. Ibaka goes in. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Well, it's important to get points any way you can, and Ibaka's turned himself into a good free throw shooter.
The Raptors have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And he makes the first.
A shot-blocking man of the world. Ibaka can tell you, not in my house, in at least 4 languages.
D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Memphis. And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka. 36 seconds left to play here in the half. Passes it to Valanciunas. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The shot by Powell, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 8. 17 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Morant dishes to Valanciunas. No good on the 3. They're running, moving it up. Pull-up jumper. Powell, that's good. Powell's got 12 in the game.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
It's such an advantage when you can get out and run and get a good look before the defense can set up.
Kyle Lowry firing on all cylinders for Toronto. Offensively, this has been his best game of the season. This is the most points he's scored all year. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We're going to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Kyle Lowry had a huge first quarter. He had 40 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
The little big man, Kyle Lowry, gives you the toughness, a guy who can make tough shots, a streak shooter. He owned that first half, though.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Memphis.
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. You know, when you're trying to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Kyle Lowry has just been sensational.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, if you want to get into your offense quickly before the defense can set up, creating turnovers is a great way to do it.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Winslow in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Look at the big man Valanciunas showing off the playmaking skills.
Trying to get open is Ibaka. And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got 42 in the game. The Grizzlies trail by 10. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's foul number 2 for him. Brooks, left side.
Down low, Valanciunas, and it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. The shot by Lowry, no good.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Winslow, the bounce pass. Ibaka comes with the double team from past the arc, and it's Winslow that time on the assist from Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got assist number 5 here tonight.
The Toronto Raptors are an elite defensive group. Reasons why: they're long, they're smart, and they're experienced.
The Grizzlies trail by 11. Winslow, the pass to Morant. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 5th rebound in this one. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
There's Winslow. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Ibaka. When you talk about the defensive IQ, Smitty, for the Raptors, where does that reveal itself?
For me, Kevin, their rotations. They are able to send help, double teams, and still recover and get out to shooters.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points.
Wow, he's becoming a more sophisticated scorer. Siakam beats good D with better O.
Here's Brooks, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride. A little undersized at the 4, but he can get off the ground.
The Grizzlies trail by 13. Inside, Jackson, and another assist for him.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Again, Toronto.
And from that mid-range area, Serge gotten pretty reliable.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now here's Morant, while recovering. Morant kicks to Valanciunas. Now the pass to Winslow. 6 to shoot. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Anunoby, no good. Grizzlies have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the 3rd quarter. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Winslow.
With Winslow, physical play doesn't necessarily take him out of his rhythm.
Wasted no time on that one. Ibaka's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Reason why: momentum can flip so quickly. We see it time and time again, teams giving up big leads. And this team's struggles are not his fault. He's putting in work at the offensive end.
And it's good, 2 points.
It is so hard to stay in front of a guy like Kyle Lowry because he is so quick laterally with the ball.
And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Toronto calls timeout.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long
Some changes for Memphis. Clark, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Anderson comes in for Jackson. And Jones subbed in for Morant. Here's Van Vliet. 10 points for him. And he banks in the layup. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 13 now for the Raptors.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
Clark finds Winslow, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Siakam against Winslow. Just 5 on the clock. Over Davis. Winslow's shot is off.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in their rebounding numbers as well.
And I'll tell you, Siakam is like a spider in terms of his balance, his reach. He can overwhelm you. One of the league's best-kept secrets, Pascal Siakam out of Cameroon, discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in 2012.
Throw good, Siakam. Well, Smitty, you're talking about Siakam. The Raptors president is from Nigeria and very active in the Basketball Without Borders program.
You're totally right. A prospect like Siakam was on his radar. The late first-round pick in 2016 was more than rewarding where he ended up at.
Anderson dishes to Winslow. They get a hand on it. From deep. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Brooks with no one around. Gasol with the rebound. Toronto leading by 13. Here's Boucher. And the Raptors miss again. Memphis has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Brooks against Davis. Anderson passes to Winslow. The shot comes out. Good D by Siakam. Fast break Toronto. Jacks up a 3. Shots good by Boucher. Boucher's got 5 points so far.
The defender was pretty much helpless right there. His man had a clear height advantage, and he got the exact kind of shot he wanted.
Pass to Jones. Brooks outside. Memphis moving it around. No good from Clark. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
First free throw is good. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
A new Memphis head coach, 3 of the last 4 seasons. Changeover in the front office as well. Hopefully, they'll find some continuity moving forward.
Stolen by Van Vliet. Pass to Siakam. Davis with it. Jones covering. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Jackson.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
And that one falls for Davis. Smitty, this Grizzlies team has always given a good effort. How tough do you think it is to see a coach let go, even when his players are responding?
You know, it's very tough because you gain trust in that coach. And often having a coaching change are more of a symptom of what's going on above them in the front office.
Good on both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Davis against Jones. Here's Clark. He's got 7. Back to Jones. A floater. Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Grizzlies on defense. Good on the bucket. Gasol's got his first basket.
Hey, if you set him up, Marc Gasol will knock him down. A terrific shooter off the catch.
Here's Clark, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 4 assists in the game. Here's Boucher, banked in off the glass. Boucher's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, and ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball offensively.
You know, the coach has had something to say about that. No question, they've settled in and executed brilliantly.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Grizzlies have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
One shot.
And Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, not just doing an amazing job in Toronto, he's also had a huge role in the growing of the game in Africa.
Growing up in Nigeria, he fell in love with the game of basketball, and he has worked his way up. Now he's given a hand back, building pathways for others to follow in his footsteps, bringing the development and leadership to the continent.
And Davis gets it to go. And it's Jones with the ball for Memphis. Passes to Clark. And Gasol comes to help. Back to Jones. And a miss there on the triple. Toronto leading by 23. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And another basket for Toronto.
Easy look for mid-range. He won't miss many of those. Lazy effort defensively.
Memphis has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. And what a play! Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Here's Powell. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Powell's got 14.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
Melton's shot is good.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
And Davis, here we go. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Davis has got 6 points in the quarter. The Grizzlies shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. There's the pass to Clark. Fades away. Rebound by the Raptors. Gasol's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Powell. He gets it in there. 16 points for him. 1:30 left to play in the third. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Melton. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. The Raptors making a switch here. McCaw's checked in. Memphis moving it around. Jones, the pass to Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Melton. Three-pointer on the way. Knocks down the three ball. Melton's got his third basket of the night. There's Hollis Jefferson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And a moment now to see the stats for Powell. This last month, he's been positively spectacular, averaging 23 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
And the first one at the line is good. Some changes for Memphis. Jaren Jackson comes in for Clark. And it's Morant in for Jones. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And this Memphis team stakes its identity on defense.
Last season, top 3 in block percentage. They make their stand at the defensive end.
Fires from deep. The shot will not fall, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Here's Boucher, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his second personal foul.
This is his first free throw of the game.
An 80% shooter. The work he's done at the line this season, one word, solid.
And the first one drops. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. So he gets them both. Now Morant. 28 points for him. Pass to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
You could see on that drive that Valanciunas would not be denied. He just willed his way to the score.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. McCaw. Grizzlies with the rebound. Jackson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And for Memphis, they're shooting 47% since getting things started in the third quarter. Here's Morant. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Morant's got 6 points in the quarter.
And for a great shooter, Morant really works for high percentage shots. Loves to take it inside.
McCaw with the bucket. There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And here's Morant. Hands it from downtown. Morant's got 33 points.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors, rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Toronto right now, they've got McCaw. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Johnson. Then there's Norman Powell, and it's Gasol in at the center. A strange saga last season for Patrick McCaw. Restricted free agent with the Warriors. He sat out, Smitty, for months.
He did, Kevin. Eventually signed a non-guaranteed deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he was waived within days, prompting a league investigation. A promising young player, the Dubs didn't want to lose him, and eventually signed with the Toronto Raptors, and he won another chip.
The 17-footer. And again, it's Toronto converting. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Pass to Allen. The three. The rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got 8 rebounds in this game. There's Hollis Jefferson. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Memphis. With the NBA looking to improve officiating, Smitty, they'd like to revise the rule book to more closely match the way the game is played. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Kevin, we have to evolve. I think now the game has evolved to more three-point shots, so you got to look at also defense, hand checking, and now we're talking about a lot about, room for guys to land, whether it's a foul or not. So I think it will evolve, and it should be because the game is evolving.
And he knocks down the first one. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Memphis has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Outside Jackson. To the wing right side. Passes it to Allen. Clock at 6. Back to Jang. Shoots over Powell. And another miss by Memphis. It's been all Raptors. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Gasol, and Thomas subbed in for Rondé and Hollis Jefferson. The free throw drops for Powell. And out of UCLA, Norman Powell, an athletic 6'4" combo guard, said he modeled his game after Russell Westbrook.
And I can see why. He's gifted physically as well. A 6'11" wingspan, a 40-inch vertical leap. He's more of a two-guard in my opinion, and he's off to a strong start in his young career.
That one goes in.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Raptors.
Shot from the wing. Good. He hits the jump shot. McCaw has got 5 points now this quarter.
they just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
And Jackson is a terrific passer at that forward position. Fantastic at setting the table for his guys.
Down low, and now the Grizzlies fast break.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
You know what? We see this time and time again. Turnovers lead to a break, and then points at the other end.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's the teardrop. Melton, no good. And it's the Raptors' ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And the shot is good from Johnson.
I'll tell you, that's a freight train coming through. No one wanted to step in and take the charge from Stanley Johnson.
Melton passes to Jang to the paint. Here's Jackson. Jang inside. Ibaka on him. The Raptors have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
And for a team schedule that includes 4 games and 5 nights, sports writers have introduced the term schedule losses due to fatigue. I just don't think that's very good, but it's the reality right now.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, Kevin, you know these games, you travel a lot. Your legs are just done, and that's when you have to rely on a total team, play more guys. But it happens. You can't get out of this quicksand. You're going to have those type of losses.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
A solid rebounder when he puts his mind to it. Stanley Johnson creating second chance opportunities.
Guarded by Powell. And the pass to Allen. Here's Melton. Shot clock at 6. With the floater, he takes it up and lays it in. Melton's got 12 points in just the second half.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
McCaw with the bucket.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Allen with it. But they'll get another chance. Out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Saturday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons. And then on Monday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
And guys, this is the kind of stretch of the schedule that you dream of. Winnable games at home against opponents you know you have a talent advantage over. It would take a lot for this team to not be successful over this stretch.
Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Pass to Melton. From deep. The rebound by Ibaka. And the Raptors call time here. And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurriculars. He can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
It's been all Raptors.
Well, Steve, we keep seeing new arenas and new state-of-the-art training facilities. As a player, what do you value more, the home court or the practice court?
Kevin, I really think it's the practice court because you spend so much time there. But a lot of times now, franchises have both, the home court and their practice facility right inside the arena. If you can have the practice court at an all-time high, something guys like and love, they'll spend a lot of time there.
Allen, that's good.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that dish. Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Here's McCall. Toronto calls timeout.
All right, Memphis, you've got your Grizz girls on the court. Give them a nice round of applause.
Clark, he's checked in for Memphis. Tyus Jones comes in for Melton.
Jones.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Yeah, that's a pass he's got to catch. Maybe just starting to relax a little too much with that lead.
The Grizzlies have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 47%. Allen's shot is off.
Woo, that's just a case of bad defense and even worse offense.
Yep, that one goes. Thomas got 4 points in the quarter. Memphis has gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Allen surveying the D. Dishes to Jackson. Here's Jang. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Johnson.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Gorgie Dang. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, good from Jang. Smitty, for players, social media can build their brands and they can engage their fans, but there are some downsides.
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, like you said, for endorsement and bringing those fans into your home or into your life. But the downside, people can see some things they don't want to see, and also you can regret posting a lot of things.
I think, yeah, sometimes people do regret hitting that send button. So, yeah, they got to be careful. You're right. And Jang drops them both. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
Pass to Jackson. Jones against Thomas. Jones kicks to Allen. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Missed opportunity. It's a makeable shot for him. He just can't get it to go.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
The Grizzlies shooting about 40% here in the fourth quarter.
Jones looking for an opening, and they double up Jackson to the middle, and stolen by Thomas. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Here's Johnson. Finished off the break.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Memphis has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Passes it to Jackson. The shot's good. Jackson's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, he's like a surgeon down low operating in the paint. He is incredibly effective there.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
The Grizzlies shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. To the inside. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 6 assists now in the game.
That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
The Raptors shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. They get it back. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Memphis. Jones. Nobody near Allen. Here's Clark, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto. A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership, and ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And, Steve, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have an identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
Marc Gasol has checked in for Serge Ibaka. And so Clark nails both of them.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Here's McCaw. No good that time. Some solid defense there from Jackson. The feed now to Jang. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Personal foul. At the line for your Grizzlies, Gorgie Dang. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Smitty, the NBA more active now in developing players before they enter the NBA. Not just the fundamentals, but the values of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. The league has been taking a hands-on approach. There's nothing wrong with teaching the next generation life lessons about the sport and through the sport.
Anderson, he's checked in for Clark. And Jang drops them both. Well, Smitty, the league's unveiled a new way for fans to watch. 99 cents. You get a 10-minute viewing pass for every out-of-market game. That's something.
I love it, Kevin, because I think a lot of times with social media, people are starting talking about a game, and you can jump right in and get a chance to catch the most important part of the game.
And making it so affordable.
Yes, indeed. 99 cents. That sounds good to me.
6 to shoot. Jones, no one around him. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
McCaw misses. Memphis has gotten some tough luck from 3-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. And Jones gets it to go in on the assist by Jackson.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
That's a 2 from Powell. The good-looking shot from the wing. Powell's got 13 points in the second half. And for Memphis, they're shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter. Outside, Jones trying to find Jackson. He's got it now.
Jackson with the bucket.
The Raptors shooting has been just uncontainable. 72%. Powell for 3. Gets a hand on it, and Gasol able to finish.
Great anticipation by Marc Gasol, really known for defensive rebounding, but he did it that time on the offensive glass.
The Grizzlies shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Now here's Jones. Anderson outside. Here's Jackson. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Jackson's gone 4-7 from the field here. That shot is off. Excellent D there from Allen. And so it's Memphis with it.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Raptors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Kyle Lowry.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
Toronto calls timeout. They're leading by 35. 55 seconds left in the fourth. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. Gasol, that's a two-pointer, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference. It's one of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
McCaw with the bucket.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
The pass to Jang. Back to Jones. Clock at 6. From deep. Rebound by the Raptors.
Who's got more?
Outside Gasol. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And how many 7-footers do you know of who can do this? Gasol with the wicked pull-up.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you. Here with Marc Gasol. Mark, you got on track offensively as the game went on. What was the difference?
Well, having the ball a little more, but it really doesn't matter. I thought in the second half, played more like us, and we executed better, we defend better, and we finished possession with the rebound, which allowed you to run a little bit more.
That is your team's MO, Mark. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.